Alrighty, all you cool cats and kittens out there, we're going to go ahead and work on some multi-view drawings today. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead, fill out the bottom here. So we're going to go ahead, put our name. We're going to call this a practice run. It's really notes for you. Today's date is 2/3/21, and we are in 6E, either 1, 2, or 3. So this is a multi-view drawing. It is going to show 4 views. This upper right one, we can go ahead and write isometric. Down below it, this view is going to be called the side view, but for our purposes, I'm going to call it the right side view. Next, over here, bottom left corner, this is going to be the front view. And the upper left is going to be the bird's eye view or the top view. We call it bird's eye because if you had a structure, it'd be like if you're flying, cuckoo, cuckoo, looking down, that's what you would see if you were a birdie. So we have our 4 views. The first thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this practice one that we have. So hopefully you still have the practice one. And if you don't, it's not the end of the world. But you are going to be doing this with all your other objects that you have drawn. You took pictures of it. I told you to stick with it. You're going to either use glue stick or tape. And this right here is the isometric of our practice drawing, or our first one that we did together. I go ahead, I'd slap 2 more pieces to get it all down so it wouldn't accidentally come off. But isometric. I then would build a model of it. Booyah! We got the model here that we see. I drew it exactly. So this is the really important part in terms of after you build it. This corner looks like it's the closest to me. So since it is the closest to me, I'm going to make sure that this line helps us figure out what the right side and what the front side is. So imagine that this is the line. What's to the right of it? This, friends, would be called the side or the right side. If I rotate it back, here's that line. Again, it's the line that's closest to me here. If I now slide it here to the left of it, we don't call it the left side. We call it the front side. So this is the front of my object. And then if I rotate it, I guess you leave it as the front. You need to be looking at the front. And if you tilt it up, this is where, cuckoo, cuckoo, I'm the bird. I look down, and this technically is what I see from the top. So here are the 4 views. Isometric, that's our model. We find that edge that's closest to us. Turn it a little to the right. Side view, front view. Then while you have the front view, you tilt it up and you've got the top view. So that's how we get orientation of what we're doing. Now the drawing part, and it's actually not that difficult. You are going to want today, eventually, a red colored pencil, a green colored pencil, and a blue colored pencil, the primary colors. Now, I do happen to have some markers that I am going to use because I think that they are going to perhaps show up a little bit better, although I do have some colored pencils that certainly will join us for the trip. So a lot of people will tell you that the easiest one to start with is the front view. So you look at the object, here's my line, I turn it, and it is the front view. What you want to do is you just want to draw the perimeter of the whole object. We're not worried about it being taller here, shorter here. So I see that it's 1, 2, 3, 2 over, 1 up, 1 in, 2 up, 1 over. And it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of boxes that I see. So I'm going to kind of work in the middle here. And we're going to go down 3 over 2, up 1, in 1, up 2, 1 over. So as you see, I see the L, just like I see here, I see in my drawing. Now, it is important to note that there is a change in elevation. What I mean is I have this face, but then this face is up higher. It's not the same surface. There's two surfaces. So what we would do is we would draw a line across showing that this is a different height than this. So that's what our front view looks like. We can, if we want to do our top view while we're here, we can flip it up because again, you have to be looking at the front, flip it up, and that becomes our top view. Now, real quick, our drawings have to fit between these lines. So I'm going to just draw a very light line from either end here, and whatever I draw has to fit and touch between these two lines. So if I'm looking down on this object, really the perimeter is just a square. Note, I'm 2 from this dark line, 1, 2 squares. So I'm going to go up 2 squares, 1, 2. So this is where I'm going to start. And I already see that it is just a square. Sweet. So if I look down, it really is a square. But I do notice that this quarter, this upper left part, is higher. So since it is a higher elevation, I draw the solid line here and a solid line here. Okay. Lastly, time to do my right side. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to extend some guidelines or build lines. So my side view has to fit in here. And if I look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means my drawing should start about there. I'm going to turn, get to my side view. And if I look, it's like an L backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, over, up, in, up, over. So I'm going to go ahead, draw exactly what I see. I'm just doing the perimeter, the outside of it. I'm in between my lines. Aha, right here is where I see a different height. So I'll go ahead and draw a line there. This is how we work with a multi-view drawing. Our assignment is going to be building this using objects A, B, C, and D. Some of us may finish today. Some of us will finish today and tomorrow. But the goal is to have this done by the end of class on Friday. Okie dokie. Let's get working.